In this video, I'm going to show you how to build anything with bolt.new. All you need to do is prompt it and it's going to build the application for you. Well, what is bolt.new? Well, bolt.new is an AI-powered web development tool built on top of StackBlitz's browser-based IDE, and it's designed to streamline web development. Here, I was able to create a movie recommendation site in literally minutes. Well, what is StackBlitz? It's an online editor, so you can open the application that you just made, open in StackBlitz, and you can edit it here as well. Not only that, you can create this project in your GitHub so you can share it with others just by creating a new repository from StackBlitz. I'm telling you, this tool is actually amazing. I have different opinions about V0, but so this is for beginners and experienced developers alike. So if you don't know how to code, that's fine because it does it for you and it does it really well. This is a great way to prototype and experiment with things that you would like to create, such as proof of concepts, or you want to prototype something for a project. Now, you can make a lot of money here, right? So if you do something with like Upwork, for example, they need a full application. You can prototype this and then actually turn it into a full application. If you use something like Cursor ID, you can download the code, import it there, and then flesh it out in that IDE, which is what I use. This saves you so much time, it's crazy. And like I mentioned, you don't have to know how to code. It's perfectly fine. You don't have to. This was going to do it for you. With that, let's build something, right? So if you go to bolt.new, you're going to sign in. I just use my GitHub to sign in, but whenever you do, I just use the free account. So don't worry. We're actually going to be able to only do so much today in this video because we're going to run out of tokens for the day. But the first thing, let's go, like if you see here, they give you a sample, sample prompt that you can start with. Also, you can start a blank app with your favorite stack down here, right? So you can have it do any of these, I don't even know some of these, right? So native script, I'm not too familiar with. Not all of these, like Remotion has something to do with like creating videos. Vue.js is pretty popular. Slide Dev helps you actually create PowerPoint slides that you can create with code. Well, let's go and just choose one. Like create a doc site with VitePress. This is going to show you how easy this is, right? So I'm going to just click on that. Oh, and actually, I already used some. I guess it took it from yesterday. So I only have 50K daily tokens remaining. I have to sign in with somebody else to show you more. But whenever we come here, it's going to install everything, and it's just waiting to start the application. Here's all the code. Again, this is a document, so it's going to look a little different. It uses something called VitePress. But with this preview, right? Look, it created this for you, and you can look at this in browser. So as a light and day cycle, if I click on the get started, it has like a sample documentation. Now, if you want to add more, that's perfectly fine. When you go down at the bottom, it says how can Bolt help you today? So let's just say I want to add a lot more examples for this documentation. It's okay, I didn't spell something correctly, and make the landing page look nicer and with more content. Okay, then the thing with bolt.new, while I do love it, it does use up a lot of tokens quickly. Like you can use your tokens quickly. You have more. I had actually worked on some things this morning I forgot. So like I mentioned, I'll sign into another account, but it's going to use quite a few tokens. And as it's not done yet, it's still updating it. But you will run out, and then you can buy the pro version. If there's a thing where buying all of these tools, you don't need to buy all of them because not all of them are good. That's just the honest truth. There's so many out there. Like not all of them are good. That's why there's a lot, for competition. But I do like bolt.new, and this is so easy to create something. It's almost done here, and it's showing you as it's working what it's finishing. And here's all the code. Here's everything that is creating, so that how to fix this. And there's a problem. That's okay. Let me see if I can preview it. Anyways, no, I can't. So it shows the problem, right? Something with it wasn't able to start. There was a preview, right? But something's wrong here. But let's just look at it first. Looks like some things here are incorrect. That's okay. So if we go to get started, it fleshed out. It fleshed out. So if we go to get started here, let's not click on all of these. I guess not all of them not working. That's why, but we'll try to fix that. It looks like this is better documentation, right? So let's go ahead and ask it to fix this. I'm just gonna click the button to attempt to fix, right? So that last one took 23K tokens. This may be our last one before I switch my account. But hopefully this fixes it, and then we can see see it working properly. I just want to mention to you that I do have a school community that I have the Crew AI Master Course divvied up into sections, and I add sections to it. I have a way to show you how no-code applications such as N8N work, and a free gift in there where it combines both of those together. I mean, we are in the AI agent revolution, right? If you really need to understand and use AI, and that's okay if you haven't yet. I'm here to help, but I would really recommend getting started soon if you haven't already. And I gotta say, like, being able to, you don't really have to know how to code. If you do know how to code, it definitely helps, right? Then you can understand like maybe what's going on. Here's another issue. So we're going to ask it to fix this. I only have 7K tokens left. Yikes. So what is it? Failed to resolve import. Can you fix the import problems that are shown and make sure it works properly, please? The thing is with all of these is that you can really create anything at all that you want, and this would normally take you, first off, you'd have to learn the language Vue, and then you have to learn, whatever it's doing like VitePress or something, then create all the markdown and do, all these things just to learn how to create it. And look here, it's done, right? So there are no errors this time. So if I go to get started, here's everything. Here's the getting started, markdown features, view components, code highlighting. So this is just a documentation. This is just documentation website, right? That I just created. It even has on the sidebar, I forget what that's called, as it's going down. But this is amazing, right? I don't know. This took like just a couple minutes, and I asked it to fix it, and it did. Now, like I said, I have used up all my tokens, so I'm going to create a new account, and I'll be back. All right, now I have a fresh set of tokens to use. Now, the next one I want to do is just draft a presentation with slide dev. Yeah, I just want to show you like how easy and how quickly, even if you don't have, even as a developer, right? I am a developer, but some of these things I just don't know. Also, by the way, you start out with 200,000 daily tokens, but you can easily use 20 to 25K tokens in a single prompt. That's one of the issues I do have with bolt.new is how quickly it can go through tokens if you're not paying for the pro subscription. But this is creating some sort of slide deck, and we're going to look at that in just a minute. But this is so quick to bring any idea to fruition, right? Okay, so let's look at this. This is something called slide dev. Press spacebar. So this is a pretty cool. If you want to learn how to, I guess, code presentation slides. So there's pretty neat things here. I'm just going through this actually for the first time. This has component. Oh, it's pretty cool. There's themes, animations. Looks pretty powerful actually. I've never used slide dev before. Hopefully it's the first time for some of you as well. If you have, then please let me in the comments how well it is. But okay, cool. Anyways, those are just two quick things I just want to show you just how quickly it is to build something. But now let's actually build an application that I want. Okay, now I just want to build a simple user-friendly habit tracker that shows all these habits and track the progress. And then I listed like features and things that I would like to have. I'll have this so that you guys can copy this. And if you like it, you'll see what's about to create, right? I'm not actually sure. So as this is happening, right? So something with like prompt engineering is, I don't know why it's kind of a source of contention with people, but if I were to tell you to go to the market for me and you have no idea what I need, you're going to go to the market, you're going to get stuff, and you're going to bring it back to me. But there's a good chance that some of the items I might like, but some of them I never use, or I don't want, or maybe an allergy to, right? So if I give you some prompting direction about like, hey, I like these things, I don't like these, I actually have an allergy to, nuts, so don't get anything with peanut butter or anything like that, right? Then you're gonna have a much better chance of giving me something back that is useful for me. And it goes the same way here. If you give these agents and these prompts a little bit more direction, then they're going to give you something that you kind of had envisioned more. Okay, so it just finished creating it, right? And it kind of, so on the left hand side here, right, to kind of explain bolt.new, we just created some things really quickly. But you'll chat at the bottom, on the bottom left, here on the left hand side, it has kind of everything it did. Like here was my prompt, and then here it is like creating all the files, right? So if you go to the code here, we're in the preview. If you go to code, here's all the code, right? A lot of this is boilerplate, which is why it's so helpful. Nobody cares about the boilerplate code, right? I think this is a React, but like TypeScript. That's what the .tsx I believe is. So it's TypeScript, but with React. It uses a Vite. Some of the stuff I'm not even really super familiar with, right? But it shows you everything that it created. So this npm install and npm run dev, it's running the application in the browser, right? And it's going here and it gives me explanation of everything. Here are the features. And here's what it's telling we can do. And then we can also add more to this. But let's just like try this out first. We want to see if this works. So let me add a new habit. Let's see, how about create a new full stack application video. Okay, I want to do this weekly. I want to add habit. Okay, cool. So it looks like it gave me, I guess maybe auto does out of 7. Okay. How can I... Now the thing is, can I edit it? Maybe I can't edit it. I need to add that. Cool, man, that's a great thing for us to do. So another habit is read. I want to do this monthly. All right, add habit. Okay, now the problem is, okay, here they have, I wonder if this is daily. No, I have no idea. So I click this. Okay, cool. So let me just ask you, like, what are some suggestions you have to improve this? And you can just talk to it, right? Again, you will use up tokens, but you can also just have it talk to it. Well, okay, so it's actually going to go ahead it's going to tell me afterwards. I forgot to tell it. So see, this is what probably, right? I should have said, I don't want you to code anything. Just give me suggestions. Then I can choose from there what I want. But so it's going to do its thing. And we'll see when we like it or not. And I'm going to show you what you can do with this, right? So project visibility right now, it's just set to private, but you can do some more with that. Okay, so what is it doing here? What did it add? Added these hooks, data handling, component extraction. So it looks like enhanced progress, simplified app component. I don't know if I want all of that. Let's do a test here, daily. Okay, so monthly. Oh, all right, so blah, 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 add habit. Okay, well, let's say I want a login screen and a profile page for the habits, and how well I've done means that I would like some charts or just a metrics as well. I didn't speak English very well there, but we're going to see, how it adds this, right? So it's adding authentication and metrics to this application. We'll see if this runs, right? I had to be honest, if it doesn't work, right? These tools are amazing, but that doesn't mean they always work, right? So if they don't work, I think not long ago, I had it where I spent all my tokens trying to get the application to fix itself, and it literally didn't, right? But that those things can happen. That doesn't mean the tool is bad or anything. It just whatever you're trying to do, it just couldn't figure out for whatever reason, right? And so far, I've actually been lucky that things have been working. I actually can't believe that I haven't really ran into many errors yet. Nothing major, anyways. Like I was saying earlier, if you're using these tools, which you should be using, that doesn't mean you need to use all of them, right? And not all of them are good. I know a lot of people that when you watch them or they'll talk about, they're like, oh, this is amazing. You have to use this. Like, you absolutely have to use this. Now, I know I kind of said that in the beginning here, but that's because I actually believe in bolt.new. It is actually a great tool to use. So it added these things, and let's make sure this works. And then we can go ahead and I can show you how to edit it and deploy this. Sometimes it takes a minute to actually get this to open. Okay, so sign into account. Do I have, I don't have anything to sign into. Is there okay, so let's just do tyler@gmail.com. That is not 1, 2, 3, 4 something. Sign in. Okay, so now I have a profile. Let's add in and habits first. Reading, I want to do reading weekly. Let's add this habit. Cool, let's say I finished this one. That broke. The daily doesn't work. Okay. So go to profile. Okay, so this is also not quite working because I have 2 habits, right? I have 2 habits, but that did not work. Okay, so let me try to fix this real quick, and then we will go and deploy this. All right, so I had it fix some things, and then it actually ran into a problem, so I just asked it to fix it, and it's running, so we'll see if this works again. So I actually don't have a way to register yet, but that's fine. I can't even spell whatever.com. Let's see if it takes it. Then the password is whatever. I think it's probably just taking anything right now. Okay, so no habits yet. Let's do reading again. I want to do this daily. Does that work? That doesn't work still. All right, so let's do another one. Let's do, how about monthly? And then we'll also check the weekly. And what do we do? Let's eat. Gotta do that. So weekly. All right, so that works. That works. The daily one doesn't work. But if we go to my profile, at least, the metrics is working. So I fixed that. It kind of has all the right information. Total active habits, my total habits, my active habits. I guess active probably means what I'm actually working on. But this is pretty cool. It's like interactive, right? Okay, but this is awesome, right? And sure, you can do way more to this, right? I already have, I'll show you the movie recommendations that I had created. But what we can do from here is, let's say you want to add a backend, which you could do here, but I gotta say, if you use something like, if you download this code, then use this in Cursor, then you're gonna get better functionality to have it tie in with this. So you can download this. And this was going to download a zip file of all the code here, as you can see. So I would save this. Then I can import that. I can import this into my Cursor IDE, or I can open in StackBlitz. So let's do that now. And this is, again, this is the editor, the online browser editor, which is what StackBlitz is already. So you can come in here. We can go to any of these things. Here's the login page. There's a lot of squiggly lines that it doesn't like. But the profile page, here is everything that we need, right? Oh, it was installing things in the terminal down here. So here is all of the code, and also on the right hand side here, it has the preview. So as you're coding, you're going to see the updates. That's great. And now let's go ahead and deploy this. So if we click on deploy, you're going to see down here, it's getting ready to actually deploy to Netlify. So once it's done, assuming that the build is correct, it can actually run it. It's going to give us a live URL where I can actually access this habit tracker application. And the thing I love about tools like this is that it brings anybody and it gives you these ideas, because a lot of people have ideas, right? But it's another thing that before the last year or so, you had to learn how to code it, right? You had to learn how to do this even to get your idea out there, or pay somebody, right? So people still do that, right? These people can still pay somebody, because this by itself is nothing, right? You have to connect the backend. You probably need a database. You're going to need a database, or you're going to need something to connect all this together per user. But this is so amazing. Like I said, you can make a lot of money just by understanding how to use this tool properly with prompt engineering and so forth. And so what we've done now, let's go back to this. Great, your habit tracker application is successfully deployed. You can access it here. Well, let's try to access this. And here we are. Let me do tyler@gmail.com and some weird password, sign in. And now let's go to enter a habit. Let's see, coding. Let's do this weekly. Then let's also, I don't know, what do you want to do? Drink. That can be whatever you want that to be. Monthly, add habit. Let's say I did this for the day. Then I can go to my profile, and so 2 total habits. Here's showing the completion rate, and the 2 active habits, meaning that I'm actively working on them. So the daily one we would need to fix. But we just went from, what did we just do, right? We just went from nothing. We just went from nothing in bolt.new, right? If we come back here, we went from nothing. I just gave it this prompt, and then we were able to actually deploy it with Netlify, and you can use this. You can actually use this web app. This is really amazing, right? You have to be able to use these tools, understand them, know how to use them. But again, that doesn't mean you have to pay for them. Obviously, you can see that I'm not paying for bolt.new. That may change soon because I have been using it more frequently lately. I used to use V0, but I've had a lot of issues, and honestly, I really think bolt.new is better. I'll do a video on V0 to show that, but I'm going to be a little harsh. I'm going to give my critique on it. And then what's really amazing is that if you connect a backend that uses AI agents such as Crew AI, or you have this flow, anything that you're doing here, right? Especially using RAG with this, right? So I'm going to show you my movie recommendations. So here on the movie recommendations application that I built yesterday, this is just, again, this is just working, right? But it's I can have it search for movies. This is a search bar for things that I like. So if I said sci-fi classics, it's going to recommend movies here for me. Of course, these are just examples, but you would connect this to a backend, and you would have like maybe from the last 10 to 20 years, a list of all the information for all the movies. And then you can use a RAG database and then use Crew AI to connect to that RAG database, retrieve the information, send it back here, and then it will give you the recommended movies here based on what you were like searching for, right? So it's not just a typical search for, Inception, and it'll just bring up Inception. No, I want to search for movies with red in the name. I want action movies from the 90s. So it'll recommend like 5 of them for you or whatever you want, right? So like, what's feel good comedies, right? Like, what is that? Well, that's what the RAG database is for, is to help like figure that out and give them recommendations for you. Well, I have 40K tokens. Let's just try to create something else. So I want to create a full stack application, basically stock analysis. So it's going to I want to have a ton of metrics on there. I want it to be modern, sleek, and so forth. It wasn't the best prompt, but I want to see what's going to create for me. And this is, I just want to see what's going to create for me. That wasn't even a big prompt, right? So I don't even know how much it's going to do. But I mean, this is pretty cool, right? Look at this, all the stock analysis, right? I think what it did is it gave me a sample one for Apple. And then it's like giving these key statistics, I cannot say that, right? For Apple. And this is, I mean, again, I just can't iterate enough like how quick this was. I just prompted, and this took like a minute or two, right? And it has all the code for you, which is great because there's so much boilerplate code that you're going to have to learn. And like just learning how to set up an application like this, I'm telling you, is one of the hardest parts, and it does this for you. Like, this is absolutely amazing. And I would love to hear in the comments what you've done or how you use it. Or if you've made money, please let me know. I would love to hear your stories in the comments below. Okay, thank you for watching. As always, I have come up with a brand new Crew AI master course, a little over 2 hours long. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about Crew AI. So please watch that, and also my how to build anything videos. Join my school community and my newsletter down in the description below, and I will see you next video.